Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.
The president spoke at Cree in Durham County as part of his nationwide jobs tour, emphasizing that the most serious problem the country faces is getting people back to work. Mr. Obama praised North Carolina's innovative research facilities and strong universities, graduating highly skilled engineers. President Obama was here with his Jobs Council and outlined their initiatives for national economic recovery.
Because you've got these great schools, you can hold your own talent draft, not just in basketball, but when it comes to highly skilled workers. And Durham Public Schools has strengthened that talent pipeline by forming a School of Engineering at Southern High School, which celebrated its first graduating class last week. And we are so pleased with that because we want more engineers in America. Here's why this is so important. Right now, there are more than 4 job seekers for every job opening in America. But when it comes to science and high-tech fields, the opposite's true. The businesses represented here tell me they're having a hard time finding high-skilled workers to fill their job openings. And that's because today only 14% of all undergraduate students enroll in what we call the STEM subjects: science, technology, engineering, and math. Of those students, 1/3 will switch out of those fields, and only about 2 in 5 will graduate with a STEM degree or certification within 6 years. So these are the jobs of the future. These are the jobs that China and India are cranking out. Those students are hungry because they understand if they get those skills, they can find a good job. They can create companies, they can create businesses, create wealth, and we're falling behind in the very fields we know are going to be our future. So we can do better than that. We must do better than that. If we're going to make sure the good jobs of tomorrow stay here in America, stay here in North Carolina, we've got to make sure all our companies have a steady stream of skilled workers to draw from. So last year, in pursuit of this goal, we brought together companies and community colleges to forge pipelines directly from the classroom to the office or the factory floor, helping workers find better jobs and helping companies find the right workers. Last week, we announced new commitments by the private sector, as well as colleges and the National Association of Manufacturers, to make it possible for 500,000 community college students to earn industry-accepted credentials for manufacturing jobs that companies across America are looking to fill. So what happens here now is businesses and trade organizations are going into the community colleges, helping to design the training for specific jobs that they know are going to be available, in some cases providing the equipment to help those students train on. The students then have an incentive. They know, you know what, if I do well here, I know I'm going to have a job. And today, with the leadership of the Jobs Council, we're announcing an all-hands-on-deck strategy to train 10,000 new American engineers every year. So, and by the way, our Jobs Council, led by Jeff Immelt, they're doing this not counting on a whole bunch of federal funding. Private sector companies are teaming up to help us promote STEM education, to offer students incentives to finish those degrees, and then to help universities fund those programs. They're going to double their summer internship hiring. We're talking about companies like Intel, whose CEO, Paul Antolini, is here today, and Paul is heading up our task force for the Jobs Council in helping to figure this out, because he understands Intel's survival depends on our ability to get a steady stream of engineers. Cree makes energy-efficient lighting that can save businesses and consumers a lot of money. And there are a lot of buildings out there that need upgrading. And there are a lot of workers ready to do the upgrades. Construction workers were hit harder than anybody by recession. Almost 1 in 6 construction workers are out of work. And that makes no sense at a time when we've got so much of America that needs to be rebuilt. So this is what led us to create what we're calling the Better Buildings Initiative, putting people back to work, doing the work that America needs done. Upgrading buildings for energy efficiency could save America's businesses up to $40 billion a year on their utility bills. And obviously that $40 billion could be better spent growing and hiring new workers. It will boost manufacturing of energy-efficient products like those made here at Cree. It'll put contractors and construction workers back on the job. It is a win-win-win-win proposition. So today, the members of my job council updated me on their efforts to push this initiative in the private sector. And they're working closely with a champion for this kind of energy innovation, President Bill Clinton, who I asked to co-lead the effort with them. And as we get this moving, it can snowball, because right now the big impediment is a lot of companies know they would save money if they had more energy efficiency, but they may not have the initial capital to do it. In some cases, building owners, they're thinking to themselves, well, if I put in all this new lighting, am I going to be able to recover it through the rents or the leases that I'm able to obtain? And so what we've got here are premier experts who are going to be able to help us design this program to really get this to take off.
Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.